All right. Do we have a number to slap on this baby?
We do. This is episode number 270.
As you're listening to this, we are now probably in the makeup room in McKinney, Texas, getting our nails done and getting ready for what was the Lake Grapevine Highland Games and Music Festival. Now it's going to be in McKinney. So looking forward to seeing Susan and Doug Berry and all the gang out there, Mr. Michael Logan and all the crew. Last weekend, I guess that was the week of the 269 episode, SlapperCast. That is, boys and girls. We got some hit with some pretty devastating news, and we had to cancel that, which I just can't tell you how much disdain I have for calling a club and telling them that we are not coming, but we had to do it, and it was shocking. It was awful. It was heartbreaking. It was just a sudden loss, and somebody that's been a family member of mine, but somebody that's just been one of the biggest Blackguard fans, supporters, bullhorn advertisers, just ambassador, everything good, everything that keeps Blackguards afloat, everything that makes Blackguards huge in our head and in our desire to continue and to do more and to 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 more. This was a huge loss and sudden, very very sudden, and far too young and all that said. So we're just there's certain times it has to be done. We're lucky that we don't have people that break a nail or overeat or uh, you know sleep in and miss the game. We don't cancel. I'd love to say we've never canceled, but we don't like to do it. So we canceled a show with one of our absolute favorites, the Sassenachs out of Heston, Kansas, and then we canceled the Friday night in Omaha, Nebraska, home aha, if you will, at the Dubliner, and the home of the Mighty Quinn, also the Jubilant J, which to be continued. Put a pin in that, boys and girls. It won't be this episode, but we'll be talking about J Day here very, very soon. J Day. What is J Day? To be continued. Mark this spot. We canceled the Friday in Omaha. We canceled the Saturday in at the Myrna Tap in Illinois, and we also canceled the Celebration of Life, which there was another death. Our dear friend Lori, Auntie Lori, from the Whip. We were doing a celebration of life for Larry Williams, just one of the finest souls, on the planet, taken too soon, and fucking cancer, taken. So she had another death, and we send our deepest sympathies to Auntie Lori. I mean, she's just she's been through so much because she's. Anybody that knows her knows that she does everything for everybody all the time. She's an amazing woman, and so she had a death as well, and so that was canceled. So we're going to circle back. We're going to make up all these dates, and not only are we going to make them up, but we're going to add to them whatever they were going to be. Always with the Sassenachs, it's a great time. We always have a great time at the Dubliner. It doesn't matter if they bring us in on a Monday afternoon at 2:00. Jeff Quinn, who some of you know the song "The Man from Omaha," which has recently seen a big uptick in plays. That was I blame O'Bannon's. I kind of blame O'Bannon's for that. That was the place where we got the most requests for that song, which
That's true.
We that song is just back in the forefront again. So, and luckily we are starting to record, so that song is going to be heard on tape very, very soon. Yeah. So, that, and then the Murder Tap is this little gem. Our friend Crusher Hansen. Actually, forget him. It's not him. It's his sons, the Dr. Pepper Champions. They're called the Gun Show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. You got the twins. And when you talk about big, strong man, when you talk about authority, when you talk about human bulldozers, when you talk about dancing maniacs, Doctor, did I say Dr. Pepper? Yeah, they're the champion Dr. Pepper consumers. They're brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Just balls of lightning, two of them. We go up, we see a lot of our friends up there, but we're only going to see them. So,
Yeah.
we just have a riot with them. And then, of course, the Rose Bowl, where we initially had met Larry Williams, the late, great, and wonderful Larry Williams. Love that room. Their sound guy's name is, ready, drum roll, Steve McQueen. And
That's
he's,
right. Yes.
yeah, better looking, more talented, and he's a hell of a sound guy, nice guy. Anyway, and I believe new owners since we've been there last, but wonderful room. So all that said, we're going back to rip those holes in those maps and do some damage, and uh, coming back with a vengeance.
Yep.
So, like I said, devastated to for the loss, and this one's going to leave a hole. This one's going to this is going to leave a hole in the heart of our Blaggard family, and I will say this: Philadelphia is. I did meet the, and he'll be listening. Actually, I have to tell you, we have to salute the one, the only Tim Duffy, who I ran into up there.
Oh, good.
And Tim Duffy is a walking, talking, sleeping, walking, living doll. He is a Tim Duffy is the encyclopedia of rock and roll. If Tim Duffy says a date and a stat and a B-side and a record speed and a vinyl number and a serial, I mean that boy knows his stuff. If he says it, don't bet against him. Tim Duffy of Broomall, Pennsylvania. Yeah,
Yep.
we saw him and we saw his family, and we just saw so many people. And also, who's probably listening to this is a young fella named Joseph Patrick Moynihan. He is in a place called the Fairfield Hotel, which is also in Broomall, Pennsylvania. And I want to say, mix a little bit of cocaine, a little bit of meth, a little bit of gasoline, a little bit of rocket fuel, and then just put like a double shot of espresso on the top. Drink that. Joseph Patrick Moynihan right there. And I don't mean that it's all a natural drug. I'm just saying, to keep up with him, you would need amazing, amazing man. Who's also a Blaggard fan now. We welcome you into the fold, young man. So, Philadelphia, man, what a great town. What a great town.
Yep.
Upper
Yep.
Darby, Havertown, Broomall, Berwyn, went through all those. We didn't get to see our friend Joe McGee from Marty's in Delco. He's the king of
Yes.
Delco.
Right.
Yeah, Marty McGee's. So we didn't get to see Joe McGee, and he had extended his condolences also and said, "Hey, let's go get a coffee." And I just had no time, zero time. So whirlwind of a trip, but like I say, just all kinds of heartbreak, all kinds of sudden, So I say all that to say, Philly, we're coming back. I love seeing our, our friends and family up in Philly. That's a special place, not because of our dear friend, but just the warmth and the acceptance and the love in that town is unbelievable. They may not have the best sports team. They may not have a good baseball team. Their basketball team might be shit. Their cheesesteaks might be bare to middling. But the heart and soul of that town, fucking tops, man. Fucking tops. So,
Yes, sir.
comments in there, motherfuckers. Yeah. You want to put it up against our Tex-Mex? Do it. Well, there's a SlapperCast exclusive. So why don't you have any friends? Well, anyway, so how you doing, young Smalls? What's going on?
All right. I've been working on a web design project and also getting caught up on Prodigious Saps.
Prodigious Saps. What is that?
Prodigious Saps is the other podcast I do, also YouTube channel, where my friend Brendan and I talk about nerdy shit. So everything that we don't talk about here, we talk about over there. Although we do talk about music there occasionally. Like what? Star Wars, Superman.
Sounds
that
great.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah. You should you should come by sometime.
No, I remember I have to wash my hair.
Yeah.
I have to wash
we
my
have,
hair.
We have talked about music occasionally too, but that's not really our primary focus.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, I knew that you were doing another podcast because I believe that you do that one shirtless. Is that correct?
Oh, my secret is out. I see. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Prodigious Saps. Okay. Yeah, you should put a link to it right here.
I will.
Yeah, do that. Do that. And speaking of shirtless, where's that Tarzan Turbo?
No, and that's not even exaggerating. Yeah. Turbo just got back from a family weekend in Fredericksburg, and it is his bedtime, so he is not joining us today. But I'm sure we'll
7:00. Okay. Yeah,
we'll get to see him tomorrow at rehearsal, but you folks have to wait till next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I opened up a social media page and he had no shirt on. I was like, holy fuck, here comes dinner. Shut it down. Like, God damn. Warning. You got to have some kind of some kind of warning, remove all children from the. Yeah, he's no. In all fairness, he took on about 120 odd days ago. He started. He just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, and he turned his life around, and he's one. If you've ever known him, he's one for. He makes his mind up. He's going to do it. It shall be done. So it shall be written. So it shall be done. Turbo's on the way.
Yeah. Not only will it be done, it'll be punched in the face.
Oh, yeah. Hence the 7 p.m. bedtime, and he gets the lovely Miss Moxie to read him a bedtime story, rub his belly, and chew up his blueberry muffins for him, and so essentially we are we're essentially back on track now. This weekend, this coming Saturday and Sunday, McKinney, Texas. We're doing 2 shows up there for this wonderful, wonderful Highland Games. There's something for everybody. We've done our wonderful interview with Doug and Susan Berry. The size of this festival, I've said from the beginning, this festival will be I don't know if it is. I believe it will be the biggest. I think it's going to be the biggest Highland. Again, I'm not equipped in the the stats and the figures and the numbers and the turnout for Highland Games, but in the festivals and just events that we have been involved in 20 years, this is one of the fastest growing. I remember, from the first year to the second year, the first year was okay. Second year was great. Third year was amazing, and they just keep going up their number of participants. So for the Highland Games, it's the caber toss, it's the throwing that bale of hay over the it's essentially a high jump, and they keep raising it up, and you got to keep throwing it over. There's all kinds of events and clans. They've got the tents for all the clans. They've got great food. They've got great music. They've got there's really something for everybody. There's so much in this. And I suppose we haven't been to this new place. They grew out of Lake Grapevine, these beautiful facility they had in Grapevine, Texas. They've moved now to McKinney to an even bigger. I believe it's 2, 3, or 4 times the size of the lake. The Grapevine was amazing, but the parking now is a whole lot better. They're so excited. So if you're anywhere near McKinney, it's just on the outside of the. I don't want to say the word. Let's just call it the D-bag area. Oh, actually, I guess we're not really that angry with D-bag, are we?
Not now, right?
It seems to be calming down a little bit, right?
Yeah, I mean we've got our we had a great experience at the
Wounded
Ostrich, which we will be back there in a couple of weeks actually. So
yeah,
and Deep Ellum.
Yeah, so our anger level is subsiding. I mean, is it subsiding? Yeah. Is it? I don't know if it's subsiding. Let's just say we're warming to the D-bag.
Yeah,
we've had the worst luck, the worst time in in old D-Bag and the surrounding areas. But now flowers are blooming, spring is here.
Mm-hmm.
We are happily marching towards a calmer, a calmer feeling when it comes to that Southern Oklahoma, we'll call it. So yeah, so like I said, the size and the scope and the production of these Highland Games in McKinney, it's just grown so much. But they put their heart and soul into this festival. What I mean by that is Doug and Susan. Doug competes with the in some of these games, and he's just huge, big, burly guy, and he's I wouldn't compete in. I could probably run away faster than he could, but he's a monster. He's just a fucking. I mean, he's just big guy. But he and Susan, you'll see them. They go and they walk. And they talk to everybody and they go and make sure everybody's doing all right. But while taking care of everybody at the festival, and this is no small festival, so it's great. It's great to bring the kids out. I believe it's dog friendly. I believe it's it's not to be missed.
Yeah, literally, as we learned when we talked to them, a homegrown Highland Games Festival. It literally started in their backyard several years ago. It's a pretty special thing. So I'm really happy for them that they've had such success over these past several years. So it's going to be great. Can't wait.
Yeah, it really is. It's just so. These people are, it blows me away. The when I think of festivals and I think of grassroots, homegrown, salt of the earth festivals like this, I always go to the Western Irish Festival, and Corey and Michael taking that from essentially O'Malley's, the depths of O'Malley's, and building that into this massive festival, and not fighting with, but really having to push back against the city and the
Yeah.
the very small town of Weston. But it just seems like they just have obstacle after hurdle after unforeseen, but those guys don't bet against them. That's
Yeah.
but when you go to a festival like that, you just find these people that have put their heart and soul into it. It's kind of wonderful, and Doug and Susan are no exception. So I would invite you all out. I think it's like I say, I think it's going to grow pretty fast. And I think if you're a competitor, if you're a music fan, if you're if you're just a watcher, if you're just a lover of good food and music, and a nice festival atmosphere, this is the place for you. And also our friend Michael Logan from Sherman, he's going to be there. His band's going to be there, their River Driver, and this time they're going to be playing. I thought they were going to be playing at Sherman, and he said no. He said no. Well, I'm too busy. So, but he's going to be taking care of this the sound here again, and just another wonderful. We're lucky enough to call him friend.
Yep.
So
Yep.
let's put the extra slap on the back of this, and we'll call it a day. We'll have hopefully we'll have the gang with us next Slapper Day 271. We'll have we do have a little documentary coming.
Yeah. We talked about it quite a bit actually last week, but Turbo at that point had not yet received his in-ear molds. Patrick and I got ours in the same day as we were driving to Little Rock. That was our first night using them, so we absolutely love them. Turbo got his first time last weekend, or the weekend before this past. So we haven't had a chance to get him on camera talking about it yet. So we'll do a whole recap of the whole experience, because we've got footage of us actually getting the molds in our ears and every step of the process. So
yeah,
it's highly recommended if you're musicians and you've been wrestling with you're out of the box Shure 215s or whatever it is. the molded ears make a hell of a lot of difference, but we'll talk about that more next week.
Yeah, and everybody I see on the airplanes and the airports and all, they've all got those little earbud things that go on. I just never owned any. I don't want any. I don't listen to music. I don't talk on the fucking phone with cocksuckers on the fucking plane with their earphones on their fuck, man. Oh, but those goofy little fucking white things. I understand you like them. These molded ear. Oh my god. Even if you're just listening, if you really want to hear music, you want to hear it, truly hear, Go get your ear. You don't have to be a musician. Just for the best listening experience you can ever have.
So you've got
It's
yours
like
in right now, right? Are you wearing them right now?
yes and no, yes and no, yes and no.
Are those the old ones?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Don't
So
really need them for this, obviously.
yeah, no, I don't. I
But yeah,
don't.
I'm just curious.
Nor do I want to hear you that clear. But
Right.
the when they mold this stuff to your ear, when they mold your ear canals, and then you put these on your heads. I mean, just not only can you listen at much lower volume, but the clarity and the again, like we'll talk about next week. But it's just I can't recommend them highly enough because
Yeah.
it was truly the first night we put them in was in a place called Little Rock, Arkansas. That night was life changing as far as performance goes. I mean, I kind of fucked up a little bit. I really, I think in retrospect, I think it should have been there should have been a rehearsal or something with them beforehand because it was,
Yeah.
it's essentially, like, we'll talk about it next week. But as you can tell, we're very excited about it. We're very happy, and we thank Counterbalance for the wonderful
Yes.
job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good.
All right.
So SlapperCast episode 270. We thank you. Thank you for listening. Our friends in Pennsylvania, especially our family. You know, I'm we're this loss will be felt. Forever, and we're our hearts are with you, and we'll see you very very soon. We're gonna go up and we're gonna pay tribute, and very, 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 very saddened. But we're, you know, you're in a great town. You got great support, and we're coming for you.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, y'all.
Cheers.
We'll
Thanks for
see you
listening.
next week.